First at 5:30, one of the most experienced emergency response experts in the country, who's right here in Maine, says the nation is becoming less prepared to respond to disasters.
His name is Art Cleves, and he is something of a living legend in emergency management. At 79 years old, he's not slowing down. But as Greg Lagerquist reports, Cleves worries our ability to respond to disasters is.
I've actually been in over 54 disasters nationwide.
After roughly 60 years in the military and emergency management, Art Cleves still works up to 12 hours a day, now leading the York County Emergency Management Agency. And he's seen it all. From the ice storm of '98,
there's so many places that have suffered so much damage in this nor'easter,
to the Patriots Day nor'easter, plus blizzards, hurricanes, and floods. He's helped lead the response to all of them at the state, county, and federal levels. So it means something when he says this.
Are we better prepared now than we were then? We're not.
And specifically, he points to federal changes to FEMA.
It is slow, and very hard to get results from FEMA Region 1 at this point right now.
For roughly 50 years, FEMA has been at the center of our nation's emergency response, directing and funding training when times are good and directing resources to disaster zones when they're not.
Cleves says the reason is simple. Our communities and first responders are great at small day-to-day disasters like a car crash or fire, but are quickly overwhelmed by the scope and expense of large ones, like last year's record tides that hit Maine or the recent deadly flooding in Texas.
We've got first responders, fire, police, EMS. They respond very well no matter what the situation is, but we don't have depth enough. There are capabilities at FEMA that can't be just simply pushed to the state, and they can't simply be pushed down.
President Trump's efforts to downsize or even eliminate FEMA have drawn sharp criticism, highlighted by FEMA's response to this month's Texas flooding. While the Trump administration claimed the response was better than ever, critics claim the evidence shows otherwise, that it was unusually slow, leading to tense testimony with FEMA's acting administrator last week on Capitol Hill.
As the president has said, sometimes FEMA gets in the way. Moving forward, we will continue to encourage increased state and local investment and ownership of disaster activities.
Mr. Chairman, this wasn't just incompetence. It wasn't just indifference. It was both. And that deadly combination likely cost lives.
But the Texas disaster did seem to bring a shift, with President Trump appearing to pivot from eliminating FEMA to overhauling it. Still, right now, 20 states, including Maine, are suing the Trump administration over billions of dollars in FEMA grant funding, now frozen without congressional approval. For his part, Cleves says he was expecting 2 grants from FEMA and Homeland Security by now, totaling $500,000 for York County alone.
And so there's a freeze that stopped funding from flowing.
Bottom line, Cleves is still doing what he does, pushing his communities to prepare for the worst. But now he says the uncertainty isn't just from the weather, but from the federal government, with the next big storm always right around the corner.
There is one that's coming in. Each year I predicted this is the year because we're way overdue for a major hurricane.
Cleves also points to the Post-Katrina Reform Act, sponsored by Maine Senator Susan Collins and passed by Congress in the wake of the devastation of Hurricane Katrina. That law strengthened FEMA and requires qualified leaders in top-level posts around the country. Cleves says the Trump administration now appears to be violating elements of that law.